Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. And thank you guys for joining us. We had some technical difficulties earlier in the show, but we decided with motivation from Amanda that the show must go on. So we are bringing you this week's episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast, our mock draft edition. So before we get started, I'm sure you guys recognize this face. First of all, thank you, Amanda, for motivating me to go to the show because I was getting extremely frustrated with the computer problems. So thank you for motivating me and also agreeing to come back and join.
Yeah, see, Marcus was like, I guess we're going to have to reschedule. And I'm like, okay. So I waited because, computers are great, right? Aren't they awesome? And then, of course, as soon as I closed my computer, he's like, okay, should we do it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. We had a lot of people here. So we're excited. Hey, Marcus, what do you think about the off season?
Definitely uninspiring. That's about the most positive thing I can say. But we do have some good news. We did have a signing yesterday.
Oh,
go ahead, Amanda.
Lovely. No, it's fine. I'm so excited about this receiver that's never been a number one that we're or not receiver, running back. Sorry, I gotta laugh to keep from crying. I don't know what we're doing. It's a mess.
Now I will say this: Royce Freeman coming out of college, I loved him. Height, weight, speed guy reminded me a lot of LeGarrette Blount. Back when he came out, I was extremely high on measuring players on short shuttle and three cone, and his numbers were elite in those categories. So I was really high on him. But he's been in the league for 6 years now, hasn't produced. At this point, you can't go by what you saw in college. You got to go by what you've seen in the pros. And he's been a career number 3 running back.
I hope it's a camp body. I'm hoping camp body. It's kind of like, Ronald Jones last year. It kind of is similar to that. Ronald never even saw the active roster, not once after, because he got suspended the first 2 games and we cut him pretty quick. So I hope that's what that is. We're already paying Zeke $6 million. I mean, if you wanted a camp body, I guess you could have brought someone in that, people liked that maybe would have cheered up some of the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say real quick, Marcus, this has been on my mind a lot. You have 3 12-win seasons back to back, and you had a really good team last year. And, you just need a few pieces to really succeed. And instead, it's typical of the Joneses to blame someone. We don't have any money. We ain't going to do anything. Please win with less. Well, the problem is it's not winning. We've lost 9 people? 12, 9? Oh, it's a lot of players are gone. And not just, nobodies. These are people that were instrumental in playing last year. You've got 2 of your offensive line starters. They're gone. So it's been on my mind a lot. I feel like this whole team is being set up for failure. And the Jones will blame it on whoever the next scapegoat is, which I'm pretty sure we cannot figure out who that is. So I don't know. That's just been on my mind a lot. I just don't know where we go from here as a team. I don't know. So we'll see.
This is the type of offseason you get when your coach is in the last year of his deal and your quarterback's in the last year of his deal. That's basically the offseason you get right now. Everything's up in limbo. The team doesn't know what direction they're going to go in. And it's almost like they're afraid to make any moves because they don't know what's in store for the future.
Well, and that's you've got
Spoon.
Oh, go ahead.
And I see everybody joining in. Go ahead, Amanda.
I just, you look at CD, you're not going to keep him long term. Are you going to tag him next year? And they're saying they haven't even talked to him. Okay, you got Micah we've already exercised the 5th-year option. So what are you going to tag CD next year and then end up doing the same thing with Micah the year after that? We are in a really, really bad place. And it's not because of money. There's moves to be made. We're not even restructuring contracts, but we should restructure to give us money. Let's see, Terrence Steele. I don't think we've restructured him yet. Trevon Diggs. Did we restructure Diggs yet? There were a few that were just no brainers and we haven't done it. So I don't know what we're doing. It's frustrating.
No. No.
I will talk Facebook user, but I am not sure it'll do any good. We don't really get. I wish I could tell Jerry what to do. So, did we lose you, Marcus? Are you there? Marcus froze on me. Oh, look.
Computers computers not cooperating tonight.
It said this show is not up to. I did not want to do it today. That's what Marcus's computer's been saying. Um, Hi, Cy. It's good to have you here. Uh, let's see. Good to see you, Cynthia. Facebook user, if you go in and give permission to StreamYard, we'll see who you are. That'd be nice so we can see you because we do have prizes to give away tonight. I've got a signed photo sitting right next to me to give away. So make sure you give StreamYard permission so that you're able to see it. Oh, it's DA. Okay. I know who you are. That's one of our homies. He's a good regular. If you go to the page, DA, it will help. It's usually easier from the page. If you're in the group,
Yeah, I follow him quite a bit on the page.
yeah, if you pop over to the page, it'll help. The group is odd for some reason. So, all right, Marcus, you think your computer's ready to roll?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay,
I
let's
got
do
the
it.
little notification in the corner that my Wi-Fi. No, so before we get started, a little bit of house cleaning. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you join DC4L Facebook groups. A lot of great content going on. I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching from there right now, so you know the type of content you're getting. If you're a Facebook follower of DC4L, make sure you go over to YouTube and also hit that subscribe button. Help get those numbers up because every place that we have where we can get more engagement, the more we can grow DC4L Nation. And also, while you're on YouTube, be sure to go find me at Bluff City Cowboys. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Amanda,
Yes.
since the last show, we have gotten a sponsor. So do you want to talk a little bit
Oh,
about that?
yeah, it's so funny. I look back and I think about the sponsor, and it's something that I tried a few years ago, and they had pretty strict requirements, and we didn't meet those requirements. So I waited, and my co-owner Tanya, she's been just busting her bottom and really growing the page, which is what they look at, of course, because they can't really come look at a private group. They don't want to join a group. They want to verify your stuff that's public because it's not helping them. But we have partnered with SeatGeek. They are our official sponsor of DC4L now. And if you want to buy any tickets to any event there is, all you have to do is go in on your first purchase at SeatGeek.com. You get $20 off with code DC4L. So that's pretty exciting. It's really nice to have a sponsor. We're excited about it. So, and there's more coming. I got a few more things up my sleeve, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, and you can even use that same code, by the way, at DACTies.com. You can get 15% off your purchase with DC4L at DAC's website too. So,
Yeah, so for all you guys who go to games every year like myself, $20 against the cost of those expensive tickets, everything helps. So use that promo code, get that $20 off, buy yourself an extra beverage of choice when you get into the stadium with that money you just saved.
yeah, it helps with those fees.
All right, so let's get into tonight. We got the draft next week. I'm not a big mock draft guy, but this is the season for mock draft, so we have to do at least one before the actual NFL draft happens. So tonight we want to do things a little bit different. We wanted to make sure that we got you guys input. So we're going to go through the draft one round at a time, and we're going to use your comments and allow you to cast votes to name who you think the next pick should be. So let's go ahead, get into it. That you, Amanda, or me?
Oh, I think it's you. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to use the PFN mock draft simulator going all 7 rounds. We will not be doing any trades because, as you guys know, the Cowboys normally don't do trades unless it's in the later rounds. Before we get started, one of the things I love about the Cowboys as someone who likes to do analysis And one of the things I hate about the Cowboys as a Cowboys fan, they're consistent. So it's very predictable to tell what they're gonna do. And
Mhm.
when you look at the history of the draft, certain things have always kind of stood out. So if we got some time, we're gonna first do a draft, let you guys choose, and then I'm gonna go through a draft just based off of the history of the Cowboys drafting, just to see what I think they'll do. I don't do a lot of mock drafts, so I really just try to do one based off what the Cowboys have shown us to show what they'll do in the actual draft. So we'll go ahead and go through this quickly. Thank you guys, everybody who's joining us. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this. Share it to your favorite Facebook group. Share it to your personal page. And as always, Amanda's giving away a prize. As you know, if you're familiar with the show, your comments and questions are what enter you into the drawing. So make sure you keep those questions and comments flowing throughout the show. So we're going to do all 7 rounds. We'll go through it fast just to make sure we get to our pick. We'll probably still go back and kind of analyze what happened before and then talk about what the team's going to do. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we're in round one. I'm sure we're all pretty familiar with our team needs. We need a center, we need a
Ooh.
guard or tackle, we need some defensive linemen. We won't be doing any trades. We also need a linebacker, and I think we need another receiver as well. I mean, did I miss one? Center, guard,
I
tackle, defensive tackle, linebacker, wide receiver.
wide receiver, and I'd almost go. Ooh, I mean, I think we'd even need another edge rusher, to be honest.
You think we need another edge?
I do.
You know what? That- I could agree with that, but
I
you drafted a guy in the 4th round. You got to give him a chance. That's the only reason I say we don't need one.
well,
But I don't have any faith in him. So
I
for
don't
that
either.
reason, I say we do.
I think everybody in this whole chat. I know Marcus is going to agree with what's about to come out of my mouth. I'm really pretty sure. I think you have to get Powers Johnson in the first. I don't think you can let what is it, Brock Hoffman be a center. I'm sorry. I know, but I just don't see
Uh-huh.
that as the. You don't want someone like that, but a historical backup guy to be snapping the ball to your quarterback. I know, you got to give people opportunities, but I just think you go with the better option, and that's that. See, people
Well,
know.
well, let me say this. Let me say this because in the history of the Cowboys over the past 15 years, we've only had 2 centers that
I
were
know.
drafted day 1 or day 2, and that was
I
Travis
know.
Frederick and Andre Gerard. Every
And
other
look where
center
we
we
were.
had has been 4th, 5th.
I
Hey, I didn't
and
say
look
it
what
was a
it's
good idea.
done.
I'm just telling you what history shows.
Look, I'm gonna go up there to the Star on draft night and barge into the war room. Here,
So we
y'all
got a
shut
lot of
up. Get
people
out of the
saying
way.
JPJ.
Mhm. We've got to get
All
the
I can
running
tell
game
you is
back
the
on
history.
track.
I can't say I agree or disagree with it. That's one of the things we try not to do in the show.
Shh.
We've got
I'll
to.
be quiet. I'll be
So
quiet, y'all. Don't
let's look
me.
let's look through some of the needs. Let's flow through some offensive guys who's available. That is where everybody's kind of leaning towards. So you got
Mhm.
JPJ, which is a crowd favorite. You also got Zach Frazier, Cedric Van Pran, a guy I love, but this is way too high. Tyler Guyton, Kingsley, Suamataya, Jordan Morgan. Those are kind of the top 3 names. I see my internet's going in and out, but those are kind of the top 3 guys. We'll take a glance at running back just because. Um, Everybody's pretty much still there. Trey Brinson, Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum, all the usual suspects. Then you look at the wide receiver position, both the Texas guys, Keon Coleman, Lad McConkey. So wide receiver still pretty full at this point. Running back still pretty full. Of course, a lot of tackles have left the board. Still got a couple of good options. The two top guards are still there, and the centers there. So Amanda, should I even do the
I mean, I know your internet's bouncing in and out, but personally, I think that we can kind of just me and you can read through the chats. It seems pretty favorable where everyone's going with number one. Let's see. Um, and Marcus has this pulled up.
repeat what you
So
just said?
okay, I know your internet's bouncing out, so maybe give your computer a little break, and we can just read the comments. I mean, I can tell you the number one pick right now I'm seeing in the comments is JPJ. I'm thinking that is definitely the top person. Everyone's looking at number one. JPJ, yeah. There's about 6 or 7 of those in general, so I think that's where we're at. I think that's the number
Yeah.
one pick for everybody in the chat.
Okay.
I mean, you're welcome to pull it up if they wanna
So
vote. I ain't
before we
got
make
nothing.
this pick, let me ask you this question. I think it's going to be overwhelming
Mhm.
JPJ. So we'll just go ahead and go with that one. So before we make this pick, question for you and for the people in the comments. So let's say we take our center right here. We'll go ahead and draft JPJ. Now we know we still need some additional offensive line help.
Mhm.
What do you think we're doing with Tyler Smith? Do you think we're going guard or tackle? Because I feel like when you go to rounds 2, 3, or 4,
Okay.
that position is going to be addressed. So what do you
It's
think we
good
do?
well,
And let me know in the comments what you guys think.
okay, so I want to put this out there because I've thought about this a lot. Okay, you cannot have someone snapping the ball that's brand new and Dak's blindside that's brand new at the same time. That is just like in my personal opinion, that is a nightmare unless one of the top tackles really slips to us in the second round. Because there's really no free agents out there that would really fill that left tackle need. And we all know Chuma is not the answer. I mean, we have him on the roster, but he is not the answer. He's another career backup. I don't think everyone's gonna disagree, but I'd move him over to tackle. I think you need a veteran. I think that would make me feel better if you move him over to tackle because then you don't have I know you're gonna have a center and a brand new guard in that line, but then you've got the blind side because Steele's already a liability on the right. At least he was last year. So I personally would move him over and find a guard, but I think it's really going to depend on the way the draft goes. I think they might not even know what they plan to do until they see how the
Yeah.
draft lays out. I think that you kind of have to go with what the draft says. I mean, if one of the top tackles slides down, to our pick in the first, you take him, right? Like Guyton, he's really good. I like Tyler. I don't think he's a bad player. Isn't that his name, Tyler Guyton, right? Isn't that his name, Marcus? Marcus's internet's acting up again, see? But I don't know, and it seems like everybody else is,
Which name? I'm sorry, my computer's going in and out.
it's okay, Tyler Guyton, isn't that one of the tackles? He's
It
coming out of the
is.
draft, yeah. I mean, if he fell to you in the second, maybe leave Tyler Smith there.
So I don't think there's any chance Tyler Guyton falls to the second.
I don't either.
It looks like most of the people saying leave him at guard, but you got a couple of people agreeing with you. Tim Spooney joining us from Pick Six Sports. Thank you for tuning in. He agrees with you, Amanda. Cy Witherspoon also says tackle. And then William Wiggins, thank you for joining, says I'd move him, but he's playing all pro at guard. William Wiggins also saying there's a few good guards in the second. Now, me personally, I would probably keep him there too at guard. I wouldn't be opposed to him going to tackle. And also saying that I know everybody loves JPJ, but I would probably lean with Mendoza. I would have probably gone Kingsley in the first round. Super athletic, super big tackle. You put him next to an all pro, helps hide some of his deficiencies. And then you just build the left side from there because I don't know, but JPJ is not a bad option. A very talented center, best center in college football last year, definitely probably the past 2 years. So
Hmm.
let's go with the assumption we move him at tackle. Let's look at what we have available right now. So we're in round two. All the running backs are still there. Let's look at the tackle position just to see. Roger Rosengarten, good name. Him and Blake Fisher. If you really felt like you needed a tackle, I would consider moving on them right now. You go to the guard position. Couple of pretty good guards there. For me, I feel like it's still a little bit too early for some of these guys. Let me know what you
Um,
guys think in the comments.
Okay, while Marcus is frozen, I just want to say this. The Cowboys have a they're
Okay.
like historically. I know you were frozen, so I was just kind of filling in there, but I just want to say the Cowboys historically draft
Yeah.
injured people in the second. Okay. It's just a history. What Jalen Smith, I mean, I could go on. We've got plenty of players. We take risks in the second round. I really think they're going to draft. I don't want to say this and encourage people, but I really think they're going to go with Brooks. I really think that's going to be the second pick. I think they're going to bring in Brooks because he's injured. It
So
just fits the bill.
so so let's go to the defensive side because we haven't looked at defense yet. Leonard Taylor's an interesting name at defensive tackle. We go to the edge position. A couple of edges there. Um, I like Braylon Trice. Uh, I think edge is a need. I don't think this early. Then we go to the linebacker position, which should be pretty interesting. So you got three guys right here that I'm really fond of. Peyton Wilson, he fits your injury guy, Amanda. Probably first round talent easily, if not for all the ACL injuries. Cedric Gray, solid linebacker.
Really good
I
player.
do have questions about him at the next level, but coming in as a backup, learning behind the linebacker we have right now at the mic, I think he gives you something there. Junior Colson, another one of those guys, also guy I really like. Um, I'm not relying on him to be a starter day one, so I feel like as a rotational guy, he can really give me a lot. So let me
Uh,
know what you guys think in the comments. I may go to the poll on this one to see if
yeah,
anybody wants to respond to it.
it's pretty up and down in the chat. I don't know, Marcus. We need so many players. And it's linebacker. Do you think that's really a need?
Yeah. Yes. I talked about this all off season. We only have one guy who can call a defense, and if he goes down, then what do we have? Because Overshown's never called a defense, Clark's never called a defense, Parsons never called a defense, and I don't know what other linebackers we have. So we're putting a lot of eggs into the what's the linebacker we just signed name? I just went blank.
Kendricks, Eric Kendricks.
Yeah, we put a lot of eggs in the Eric Kendricks basket. If he goes down, we don't even have Curse anymore. So who's gonna come in and call your defense?
Well, there's always next year, folks. Sorry. I'm kidding. Sorry. I just see every other team in the East getting better, and I see the Cowboys getting worse. So uh, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I don't think they're going to go LB pretty quick.
So
Did you drop the
just doing
poll?
some research on the hill of the draft. Over
Let's see. Are you there?
Still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yes,
Yeah, I'm here.
Curse did
Okay.
not
My computer
resign.
went
Just
black for a second.
oh well, Sai, to answer your question, everyone seems to think that we re-signed Curse. There was this rumor that came out. There is no re-signing. There, he has not been re-signed yet. That's something that's being spread around a lot. But he does not have. We've got Lewis, but we do not have Curse. He has not re-signed. He is a free agent. And Marcus brings this up a lot. There are very few people that hire players such as Curse. He's very particular in what he does. And I don't know if he fits Zimmer's defense, to be honest. So,
And to take it a step further, J. Ron Curse, and it's pretty much anybody from the Gus Bradley school of defense. So you got a little bit of Baltimore, a little bit of the Jets, and the Commanders. The Commanders is his best bet. Dan Quinn pretty much moved on. Maybe Seattle also. So he doesn't have a lot of options. Now, tying the names together, he was drafted by um our defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer in Minnesota. He
yes.
was there for 3 years. He played well when he got a chance to play, but that was 5 years ago. He's lost that athleticism that made him stand out.
Okay.
William Wiggins saying he would have took Curse over Lewis. Got a lot of people saying bring Curse back to call plays.
Let's see. Trying to see everyone's kind of Peyton Wilson. I'm trying to find the common names, but even Brooks seems to be yeah. I think you might want to do the poll.
Okay.
For a
All right.
second. Okay, we're gonna let y'all
Add one more
choose.
name. All right, guys. So we're gonna put a poll up, and if you guys would like to participate in it, you can go to menti.com, meti.com, and then put in the code 32774952. Cast your vote on which player you think the Cowboys will pick in the second round. I tried to go kind of based off the options I've seen everybody putting up, and these four kind of appear to be the top ones. I put wide receiver in there just based off of the projections. Xavier Legette was the second highest rated player available on the board. So we got the two linebackers, the running back, and a wide receiver. So if you guys would like, you can go to this website, put in this code, and you can cast your vote, and we will see live what the fan base wants to do with the second pick.
I'm gonna watch the
while
comments.
we wait for that, Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while we wait, Amanda, I was going to say this. So looking at the history of the draft over the past 10 years, in the second round, we've only taken two players who did not have an injury or an off the field issue or was a tight end. Only two. And those were Trayvon Diggs and Chidobe Awuzie. Everybody else had a character flaw, they had an injury concern, or they were a tight end.
Man.
So based off that history, one of the top two guys would probably be
Jonathan Brooks.
the options. Jonathan Brooks, super talented running back out of Texas. Good. Got hurt at the end of the year. So he probably won't be available for the beginning of the year. But when you draft a guy from me, I'm not concerned about whether or not he can play at the beginning if the talent is there, because I always look at it like this. If I were to tell you we were to draft a player and at some point over his rookie contract, he could give you 2 Pro Bowl seasons, but he may miss 3 months out of 4 years, would you sign up for that guy? He's going to give you 2 Pro Bowl seasons out of his rookie year, but he's gonna miss 3 months at some point.
I'll say that. Uh, well, you take these players that have already been injured, pretty significantly coming out of college. It's not really working, but apparently we do the same thing again, expecting different results. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, I would take someone to get 2 Pro Bowl years and lose 3 months. I mean, look at Tyron Smith. Look how long we played around with that.
Right.
And I still think that was a mistake. Just to be clear, I still think it was a mistake to let him go. I
Yeah.
think that was the dumbest thing the Cowboys should have done. They should have made it an incentive-ridden deal. You do not let go of Tyron Smith. You bring someone in to learn under him, which they should have done years ago too. And now look at where we are. So I'd take him in. And I do think that Jonathan Brooks is very much a very good opportunity. It's a great opportunity, but I don't think he slips to the third round. I
Uh-huh.
think someone will take him because he is a very, very good, talented player.
Right.
So
So yeah, when I look at players with injury concerns, that's one of the things I think about. If I think he's a good enough player to make a Pro Bowl or two, but he's going to miss 3 months, whether it's the first 3 months of his career or the middle of year 3 or the end of year 4, you're still going to get your value for that guy. Now, if it's a possible degenerative issue like we had with Jalen Smith, or it's a lingering issue like with Leighton Vander Esch, I probably would stay away from guys like that.
yeah,
But a guy like Jonathan Brooks, who had an ACL, modern medicine is remarkable now. You can recover from that and be 100%.
yeah. So I do think that's a good idea. So I guess that's the best option
All
at that
right. So we got the votes came in overwhelmingly towards Jonathan
ding
Brooks. It
ding.
looks like the comments are the same way. So let's go ahead and make that second pick and put in Jonathan Brooks and move on to round 3.
While you're putting that in, I just want to say hook 'em. Sorry.
Yeah, Jeff makes a great point. Same thing they
Yep.
said about Jalen Smith. Our doctor did his surgery.
Uh-huh. And he was one of our 30 visits, which everybody knows how often we sign our
Yeah.
people who come and visit are doing the 30 visits. We historically usually sign them. So
All right. So we're in the third round now. We've gone back to back offense. Keep the comments coming in, keep the questions coming in. Still got quite a bit of show to go to. I don't think they'll go back to back to back offense. So let's go look at the
no,
defensive side. We still need some
easy.
big defensive tackles. And you got Tavondre Sweat still staring us in the face. There was a lot of talk about weight
Ooh.
concerns. They said he was 390 at the end of last year. He's dealing with a off the field issue right
Ah,
now as well. There's talk about maturity concerns coming out of
sign him right away, says Jerry Jones.
the environment.
uh, it's
So
it's
yeah,
Mark
Jeff saying
LB. Let's see. I can't even see. Let's see. Y'all, and just so y'all know,
this is a
Marcus's
good spot to
computer
take
is
them
at,
at.
let's see. I don't
All
know.
right, I pulled the linebacker position up. Couple of decent line. Am I live now,
You're back, yes, but you are in and
Amanda?
out pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So linebacker position, James Williams is decent. I really like Tyron Hopper. Jalen Ford, another Texas guy. Um, put Overshawn back with one of his old teammates. Jalen Ford was a green dot guy in Texas, so he kind of feels the need of getting another defensive play call if you need to.
Um,
So let me know in the comments. And Cy Witherspoon, my computer updated right before I was gonna start the show, and I'm still having glitches. But we just really wanted to make sure we got this show out tonight. So we're gonna fight through it. So just be patient with us as I deal with technical difficulties. It's not Amanda, it's on me.
Yeah, see, and I'm just gonna pop in
So
randomly and
got a
make
couple people
absurd
saying,
comments.
yeah, we need a big boy Hankins gone. William Wiggins
Mhm.
saying Sweat or Jackson.
I'm with
Mendoza
Mendoza.
saying he's out on Sweat. Oh, you're out on Sweat as well, Amanda.
Look, I think he's got the talent and I think it's there, but we've got enough problems with personality disorders and I mean everybody look, I just think Sweat's got a really big ego and he's really immature and I don't think we have the time or patience or the team needs someone who can come in and be ready to go. I don't think Sweat's there. So I'm with Mendoza. I just move on. I think there's better players that can come in and want it more.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Personally, I'm out on him as well. But the only problem with that is you can't really rely on the defensive tackle position in the rookie year. So I don't think he really. I would personally not rely on him to be a major contributor. Off
you
the
gonna
field
rely
issues are
on
not
Ozzy?
in his first year. So if there was nobody else I liked, I would be willing to take a chance with him right here. It looks like everybody in the comments wants to get Sweat. Jeff asked what the edge position looks like. Austin Booker, Jalix Hunt, Javon Solomon. Uh, Not a lot of names I'm in love with right here. I think Austin Booker is more of a left end than a right end. If we needed an end, that's see, this is my problem with the edge position, Amanda. Well, I say I could see us getting one, but then I can't. When I look at our edges, we got Sam Williams, second round pick. This has to be his year. You got Micah Parsons, another right end. He may shift back and forth the linebacker, but at the end of the day, he's going to be your pass rushing end. So you've got two decent guys. Well, you got one great guy and one guy who should be a major contributor. And then my other problem when you go on the other side of the ball, the other side of the ends, you got D-Law, doesn't give us much in the way of pass rush, but great against the run. Then we drafted the guy in the 4th round last year. I mean, are we going to give up on him? Are we going to give him a chance? And then you also have Chauncey Golston, which I feel like in whatever scheme Mike Zimmer runs, he's going to make tackle. So when I look at it that way, I think the cupboard's kind of full. I wouldn't be opposed to an edge right here, but it's kind of the argument I was making last year when we drafted Junior Seau. I don't think he's jumping Sam Williams. That's my only concern. Amanda, if you're talking, I don't think we can hear you. All right, we're looking at the corner position. I mean, at this point, it's some decent names there. Nobody I'm in love with. Amanda, you there?
I am here. That was on me. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Um, I don't know. I'm fine with not going edge. I mean, I get that we have them. I don't know if I have any faith in Sam Williams. I know people want to have, I just don't. He makes boneheaded decisions and really terrible, like the worst of times. Um, so let's see. I can't click on what all Marcus has over there, but I just, I don't know. Carter is I think Carter is not a bad
If
player
we go with
either.
I like Jackson more than both of them. I'm with Mendoza.
Look,
But
I'm fine with
if we
taking an
go
Aggie.
with the viewers
Want to take Sweat?
the viewers overwhelmingly like Sweat.
Well, we got to do what that's what we said we'd do. So put him on in.
All right.
Here we go. Okay.
But yeah, the defensive ends, it's a lot of questions behind the top two. But I just feel like, I mean, they're there. They're not getting cut. And we use some high draft picks in the past. You almost have to see what you have in them at this point before you bring in another
It
guy
makes sense.
who doesn't have the potential of Sam Williams. And to me,
We just
Junior Fajoko, from college, he has potential. I don't know why they didn't use him last year at all. I thought he should at least got some opportunities, but he didn't. But I feel like this year you got to do something with him.
I forget that we have him, to be honest.
All right, so we are now in. I can't forget because I'm still upset about that pick. All right, so far we've gone offense, defense. We've addressed center. We've addressed running back. We've addressed defensive tackle. We are now in the fourth round. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Jeff is saying he wants to see linebacker. Um, it's a couple of linebackers I like right here. To me, they're all the thing I really like about all these guys. They're play caller type guys, which feels a need. They're gonna be backups, but they have some talent. Aaron Casey, heat seeking missile. Curtis Jacobs, smart linebacker. Tommy Eichenberg, another smart linebacker. Maris Leofalu, another smart linebacker. So there are some guys here. If you want to go linebacker and get a backup for Kendricks, these are some
um,
good options to go with.
Marcus, what was the name of the player that everybody's been talking about? Is it Manu? I don't remember the last name, but everyone's been talking about him the past few weeks. He was at one of our 30 visits. What was that guy's name? Um, he's like really
What position did he
ridiculously
play?
tall. Oh, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head right now. It's late. Mama gets up
Oh,
early and
oh, you
homeschools.
are you?
What's his name? Do you remember?
Oh,
Really
uh,
tall. Is he a linebacker? No, defensive end.
I'm sh- I'm
Manu.
sure.
Why do I keep thinking that? Let's see. Does anybody remember who it might be? Let's see.
I think you're talking
Facebook
about
user.
the offensive tackle. Offensive tackle, Manu. I think his
Yeah,
name is
that might
Giovanni
be.
Manu.
Yeah, that I mean, he looked really good in his workout videos. Is he still available? Because we still need a tackle.
I'm
Just to
pretty
remind you.
certain he's available.
I thought he wasn't he like super impressive on all of his and I know we brought him in for a 30 visit. That's the reason I remember the name because I was looking over our 30 visits and I kind of when I see our 30 visits, I like to take the players, go Google them, kind of watch them film. Uh, I don't know a lot about college football. I watch it like I watch the bowl games, but I'm not a big college football person. I geek out on NFL. I'm just not a big college football
Yeah.
person until it comes to the draft. Was he there? Is that his name? Did you find him? He's probably heck, someone
Uh,
probably took him.
his name is Giovanni Manu.
Okay. He must be gone. Huh.
Now I don't see him in here.
Huh. Interesting. I'm sure someone probably took him because he had a really good
Well,
workout. He looked good.
I will say this because I mean he didn't play United States football.
Yeah. Nuh-uh. You think you could get him as an undrafted free agent?
I mean
Is
he
that
didn't
what
play
you're
United States. Well, I don't know how these simulators work, but they may only like do college prospects. They may not put in like European
That might be
guys
it.
or
You may be
guys
right.
like the rugby player that everybody's talking about. That's also a
Yeah.
freak athlete.
Well, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Mendoza says he's high on Jackson Mitchell. Jeff wants to look at the wide receiver position.
We definitely need one of those. We're pretty questionable. You've got what? Lamb, Cook. Let's see. Lamb, Cooks, Tolbert, and then Morano Brooks. What's Morano Brooks? Right? Jalen Brooks, whatever his name is. Uh, we
Jalen
we
Brooks.
kind of have a big we have a big question mark in the receiver room really because Tolbert as the third is kind of a we don't really know. I mean, we haven't seen enough really. We've only
Yeah.
had a sample size. Let's see.
So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Offense or defense? What do you think we got? Where do you think we're going? Um, Tackle. I like Javon Foster. He's a solid name. If we're really looking for a tackle, guard position, not a
I mean,
lot there.
I don't know that. I don't know that Foster guy, but he's
Kind
got
of
a cool name.
guessing a little bit right there at that spot.
Once you get so deep into this draft, it gets just kind of it's hit and miss. Yeah, I think wide
Yeah, we're
receiver
in round
probably is
5
a
right
good.
now.
Yeah, it's such
So
a. I mean, we'll see.
so let me know what you guys think in the comments. What position should we go? 5th round. And another thing I noticed looking at the history of the draft, in the past 10 years, we've only used a third of our picks on offense past day 2. So day 3 has been overwhelmingly defensive players. Just something to keep in mind. And the offensive players we've taken have a majority been offensive linemen. A lot of tackles, couple of guards, um, sprinkling in 1 or 2 wide receivers. But it's been overwhelmingly defense. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious what you guys think.
I see
Jeff Pop
Foster.
saying trade back and pick up 3rd and 5th rounders.
I understand where people are coming from with the idea of trading back. I
So let's
get
go
it
back to the
because we need
linebacker position and look.
Marcus. I just want to say this too. I understand where people are coming from on wanting to trade back, but I just want to make it clear that we need players that are going to come in and be day one starters. We are in a really bad situation. Trading back could really actually, I mean, I get picking up more capital, but I just don't think we really have the luxury to trade back and gain more capital because we need day one starters. We need people that can come in and play immediately. They can't be projects. You trade back and pick up 3rd and 5th rounders. Those are going to be your projects. I just don't see how the Cowboys can do that this year. I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Jeff Pop saying unless we get the big 4 linemen we trade back, I would probably say the opposite. Unless you have 4 or 5 guys on the board that you really like at pick 23, there's no way you can trade back. You
Right.
got, because like Amanda said, at this point, whoever we get, they have to come in and play. So the further back you go, even in the 1st round, the more the question marks start to build up. So if there's a guy that you really like and they think he can be a starter, you almost got to stay and pick him.
Yeah.
Even if the draft experts say it's a reach, similar to what we did with Travis Frederick in
Well,
2013.
even Tyler Smith was considered a reach. People thought he would have went in the second.
All right, guys. So it looks like we're a little bit all over the place right here. Wide receiver. So I haven't seen any consensus on names. Let's go to the all and see who the best available is according to mock
BPA.
draft. So the best available is
Aaron Casey.
Casey, linebacker. I wouldn't be opposed to that. If it were me, I would probably I like Casey though. Eichenberg is a little bit less athletic, but he's a smart linebacker and he just knows how to play football. I would probably consider him a wait, or I would probably take Javon Foster right here. But looks like everybody wants to go linebacker. The top linebacker is Casey. What do you think, man? To go Casey?
Um, I like Casey, but I'm biased. I want to draft Javon Foster for reasons that are not football related.
Last name?
I just want the jersey. But he's also, I mean, he feels a need to. He feels a need to, but I do like Aaron Casey as well. But I think we need a tackle. I mean, you got to bring, if you're not going to move Tyler Smith over, you either need a guard or a tackle, day one starters. So
Well,
I think I'd probably
Casey's a
go offensive
linebacker.
line. I know. That's why I said go Javon Foster.
Okay.
So that's my personal opinion. But it's whatever everybody else wants.
Okay.
I'm really worried about our line because no matter what running back we draft, if we don't have a decent line, we're not going to run behind them. So, hey, Brian Tanner.
What the comments say, it looks like is more linebacker than anything.
Yep. So take BPA.
All right.
All right. And we don't have a
Aaron
fourth
Casey,
round pick, right?
fifth round pick.
Yeah. Now we're in the fifth. Okay. So is it sixth?
No, we've already passed the fourth round.
Yeah. But say we didn't have a fourth round pick
So we
this
got
year,
three
right?
more picks. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So Jeff keeps saying sign Mekhi Becton. Jeff, can you put in the comments why you want Mekhi Becton? Because that dude has red flags all over the place. Never been in shape, always hurt. Sounds like he was a malcontent in the locker room with the Jets. I mean, I loved him coming out of college just like everybody else out of Louisville. Huge guy. But just let me know why you like him so much. I'm curious.
Okay. So where are we at now, Marcus?
I'm taking a slice of pizza and a peanut.
So Jeff giving us he can't be the worst. He can't be worse than the Doga defense.
Huh?
I mean, I can accept that, Jeff. I can't disagree with it. That's for sure. All right, we're in the sixth round now. Got three more picks to go. We've gone first two offense, first two defense. I think at some point we're still going to need a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Do we double dip at running back? Do we consider a quarterback at this point? What do you think, Amanda? Double dip
I think
at guard.
I think from here on out we sit here and we look at BPA because I think that's all we can really do. I mean, I understand we've got more
Okay.
needs, but we're gonna have to sign some free agents somewhere. I mean, I don't know what Jerry's doing. So, but I know people are really concerned on this
Somebody
quarterback
saying
issue.
gotta grab a wide receiver now. Let's look at the wide receiver position. Just
Let's see. Whittington from Texas. Who would you take there?
Now, what'd you say, Amanda?
Who would you take? See, and that's where what gets me is I look at these people, and to me, they're all reaches at this point. I think I'd probably go wide
Yeah.
receiver too. I would go wide receiver just because we really have no one. We're in such a bad position when it comes to what we're going to do. I mean, so unless Jerry's going to like go out and sign Odell or something to some weird contract just to shut people up, I think you got to take a wide receiver.
All right, let's look at the wire. Let me just go through defense really quick, see if anybody I like still. All right, a lot of safeties left. The top guy listed is a safety. All right, let's go to defense.
Now, Jeff, that's something I can get
With the
behind.
linebackers.
I like that idea.
No names really stand out at the corner position. We'll go look at edge. What? Talking about Tyler Boyd?
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. I think that's a really good idea, Jeff.
So what, signing Tyler Boyd?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mendoza brought up the name Patrick McMorris, who's a safety. I believe he's from California.
Okay. Let's see.
That safety room is so full.
It is. We have a lot of safeties.
And
didn't they say
now that is a solid player, but I'm just looking. Go ahead, Amanda.
didn't they say they were going to move Bell back to safety? I thought I saw that it looked like they were going to move Marquise back, right?
I don't think they said it officially, but I think you almost have to move him back to safety.
That whole idea of turning safeties into linebackers really gave us some issues.
If it were me, I like McMorris. If it were me, and I don't know if Jeff was reading my mind. Miles Cole is a freak athlete, Amanda, from
Okay.
Texas Tech. He's 6'6", by 275, ran a 4.6 and a 40.
Ooh.
As a defensive end.
Okay, sign him up.
So if it were me right here, and I like McMorris Mendoza, speed receiver would be an option. But I don't see I don't see any Blazers right here. But I'm looking at, we got a defensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. Like I said, he likes a certain guys. I think he finds a way to tap into Murphy. I'm sorry, Cole, and get him on board? Just curious. I think he's a solid player, but again, I like to get you guys' opinions on stuff like this.
Well, I said we needed an edge rusher, so I will go with I like Cole too.
Yeah, you did say that earlier.
Yeah.
But before we make the pick, I'm curious about Cephas. Just I want to know what Brian Tanner likes about him. Because if I remember, I think Cephas ran like a 4.6 at wide receiver, and he's not a big wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like a Bill 85, Bill 90. So that to me, that's kind of a red flag unless you just think he has crazy footwork.
Brian said Cole this pick and then Cephas next pick was his thought.
Okay. Let's see if Cephas is available with the next pick.
He said good hands and clean route.
Okay. So still waiting for the picks to come through. And Josh Cephas is still there. So Mendoza says, I like Griffin or Means. Wouldn't be surprised if they brought him in. If so, Griffin may go undrafted. Now I like Griffin too, but that's kind of my Mississippi. That's kind of my Mississippi State Ole Miss bias.
Hmm.
So Ledietrich Griffin is one of those height, weight, speed guys from Mississippi State. They always have one. So if you look at them play, you definitely see talent, and so it's kind of a so yeah with Griffin, kind of a height, weight, speed guy. Not a lot of production, but he's just a raw talent. So it sounds like it's Griffin or Cephas right here.
What QBs are there?
So let me know what you guys think. QBs, I'm pretty sure Joe Milton's still there. If I had to guess, if the quarterback from Florida State's still there, I would probably strongly consider him. Okay, so QBs, you got Sam Hartman, statue. Devin Leary, borderline running back. Uh,
Hmm.
Keaton Slovis, transfer from USC, showed some talent there. Went to BYU, kind of fell off. Don't know if it was because lesser school or what. You got Tua's little brother
I was
out of
about to ask.
Maryland.
I was about to ask if he was Tua's relative. It's not a common
Yeah,
last
that's
name.
his younger brother.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was at Bama also, and he transferred out when the kid basically took his spot. No other wide receiver, no other quarterbacks, or Emory
Hmm.
Jones had a decent career with Cincy. Plumlee's an interesting name if you looking for a quarterback. Mendoza says Austin Reed is his late sleeper. Jeff saying get Griffin right here, and I like our draft. Mendoza said love Griffin's return ability, so they're going back to wide receiver. So Austin Reed,
I,
late sleeper, Theo Day as well. So Jeff and Mendoza seems like they're kind of leading the charge in the comments right now. But we still got Brian Tanner with his Cephas pick. Brian talking about Tua's little brother show flashes, couldn't hold Tua's jock strap. I agree.
it looks like so
He
far.
he made it strictly off name, kind of like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, so far there's 2 votes for Griffin, so it looks like Griffin
Orlando.
is your pick. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Now, what'd you just say? I can
I
hear
just
you.
said, okay, it looks
Yeah, I can
like
hear you.
Griffin. Okay, it looks like Griffin is the popular pick. There's only 2 votes for Griffin, but that is everyone else has a different person. So it looks like Griffin's gonna be your pick.
Well, Griffin would definitely have my vote too.
All right, well, let's do that then. I think Griffin's your vote. I think that's who you're gonna take here.
Love Mendoza. This is why I love Mendoza. Mendoza goes deep into the research. Dayton Wade, the Ole Miss guy. I have concerns about Dayton Wade's size because he is tiny, but he plays with a lot of heart. I would probably take Griffin over Wade just because Griffin is more of a prototypical NFL size. Still extremely raw, but height, weight, speed, he has it. I mean, he reminds me in terms of stature of Randall Cobb. I'm not putting that type of talent on him, but that's what he reminds me of when you look at him. LaDetrick Griffin.
Can we have a talk real quick about quarterback? I just want to ask you a
Tackle
question.
really quick.
Okay. Do you think quarterback is really a position of need in this moment?
Go ahead.
Do you think quarterback's a position of need? I think we got a little delay going on, but I don't think we're in the ability to draft a quarterback in this draft. I do not think we have too many holes, and I just don't think we've got 3 on the roster. I don't see a need for quarterback at the moment. Do you? Okay, well, at least Jeff can hear me. I think Marcus and I have a delay going on, but
I heard you
and
said
that's
you said
exactly
I
right.
don't think we're in a position to draft a quarterback. We have 3 on the
Right.
roster.
Yeah, and then like they said, we've got, Lance was basically our 4th round pick. So we've already technically taken a quarterback this round. So don't get me wrong, I do not like Trey Lance. He's not the future. I'm just not a fan. So I just don't think that's where we go. So I don't even think quarterback should be looked at right now.
Here's my only issue, and this wouldn't sway me to take a quarterback, but it's something you got to consider. In 2025, we don't have a quarterback on the roster right now. Not a
Didn't you
single
hear?
is signed through 2025.
Didn't you hear they're going to bring in Dion's kid?
Hear what?
They're going to bring in Dion's kid. That's the rumor. Shadur, I don't know how to say his name. Shadur Sanders. Everybody seems to think that's what Jerry's going to do. Yeah, there are no good QBs next season. I agree, Brian. I've looked. There's just really no one that's that great.
If there was a quarterback like the kid from if you told me we're bringing in a kid from Florida State in the 5th round and we could find a way to get him to the practice squad for a year, I would even take a guy like Slovis, draft him in the 6th, put him on the practice squad. I'm not drafting a quarterback who's going to be on the roster. It's going to be a guy who has some potential, who could benefit from a year in the NFL locker room, and that could be put on the practice squad. I'm not drafting a quarterback to go on our 53.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Now, in terms of tackles, Jeff, you asked about tackles. Frank Crum, Wyoming guy, small school, 6'8", 320, freak athlete, sub 540. I believe he had like 35-inch arms. Just a huge tackle, needs a lot of work. That would be somebody I maybe consider, but we got 3 guys like that in Josh Ball and what's the other guy we drafted in the 4th 2
What's
years
let's go?
ago?
Well, let's go. Matt, well, let's go, right? Matt, well, I
Stuff like
can't
that
say his last
already.
name. Yeah.
Right, and then we got a Sim Richards as well. So we got 3 guys like that. If you wanted to bring one more in the 6th round, I wouldn't be upset. I would probably go with the receiver right here.
Let's see. Pull it up so I can see. So it's either Griffin or Cephas. So why don't we do this, Marcus? I have an idea. So if you want to draft Griffin, Okay, go ahead.
I already drafted him.
Okay, perfect. Everything's laggy since your update.
I know.
Your computer doesn't like us. And your computer doesn't like us. Like I'll talk to you and you don't hear me for a minute. I'm like, am I going crazy? Okay.
All right. So we got a center, we got a running back, we got a tackle, we got a linebacker, we got an edge, we got a wide receiver. The only position of need that I would say we did not touch was offensive tackle.
Mm-hmm. Who's
Do
left?
we need an offensive tackle? Do we double dip at running back? Do we double dip at defensive tackle? Double dip at linebacker? Do we draft a guard?
Let's see what's up with guard. Is there anything halfway decent? Probably not.
Mendoza saying I still believe in the Sim. I believe in him too. Mendoza, since we got you here, you think Richards is a better guard or tackle? If you slide, if Richards turns out to be your starter, would you rather him be a guard or tackle?
Uh-oh. Now y'all are stuck with me on here. We lost Marcus completely. All right. Let's see. I don't have access to Marcus's sheet, so let's see if he pops back in real quick. Because I don't have any of that pulled up. I do have the stream, but that's it. But to that point, I see everybody here. So what position? And I want y'all to put into the comments what you think is the best position. There he is.
Yeah, my computer kicked me out.
Well, I was doing better this time than the last time you left me. I had a plan and everything. I've been sitting here thinking about it since your computer's been acting up. What would happen if you left? So I was just sitting here getting ready. I was going to ask everyone to drop the position they thought was the most important into the chat for this last pick. And everyone was kind of on it. I was leading the charge, Marcus.
Okay, I appreciate that.
JC Long, no. Because we don't have any.
JC Long.
We don't have the draft capital to trade up this time. Like that's the issue. All these trades and stuff, we don't have the capital because you have to give something up to move up, and you're going to give a good player up if you move down. We are in a really, really bad position. I don't think a lot of fans realize how bad of a position we actually really are in. We are in a very, very bad place. I don't even know what this season's going to look like. we could have done something, but Jerry and
Yeah.
Steven have sat on their hands. So,
Right. And two other things, JC, on to piggyback off what Amanda said. For one, you don't have to trade up for JPJ. He's a center.
mm-mm.
Centers normally don't go off the board until about pick 21 to 27 anyway. And then two, there are some injury concerns around him, so that's going to push him back as well. The second problem is we don't have a fourth round pick. So if you're trading up for JPJ, so no fourth round pick.
um, yeah, I completely agree. It's JPJ is going to be there. We saw that. That's who we've picked in the first year. Um, I really think that probably will be. We're either going offensive. We're either going center or tackle in the first round. If we do anything else, Jerry Jones needs to be put in a senior living facility. Are you there, Marcus?
Now, Mendoza mentioned earlier. I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here. There are a
Perfect.
couple of dark horse positions I could see in the first. If the right defensive tackle is there, I wouldn't agree with it, but I could possibly see it as an option only because they give defensive coordinators a lot of power in the draft room. And it's Mike Zimmer, and he has a history with Jerry Jones. And two positions that Mike Zimmer loves are defensive tackle and cornerback. So I think cornerback will be a dark horse, but you got to keep your mind open to that. Um, Possibly X receiver if there's a guy who they see as an X that falls. Like if something happens and Brian Thomas falls to 24, we didn't think CeeDee Lamb could fall.
That's true.
A guy like Brian Thomas falls to 24, you might see a wide receiver get picked because the value might be too high to pass up. So defensive tackle, wide receiver, and dark horse cornerback. Those are possible options, but I'm going to go guard or offensive tackle. I'm probably offensive tackle.
I
All right, last pick in the draft. Let me know what you guys think. We haven't taken
BPA.
a tackle. Top guy on the board is a running back. We haven't looked at the BPA is a running back.
Hmm.
Let's look at the tackle position. Frank Crum is still there. Um, Guard position, decent. I would probably take Crum over any of these guards. Let's look at the wide receiver position if you want to double dip. Cephas is still there. Let's go to defense. Look at linebacker in case we want to double dip there. Decent names. Jackson. The Nebraska guy is somewhat interesting. Look at the edge position. Gabriel Murphy. Interesting name, but I don't think we need another edge. Defensive tackle. Let's look at defensive tackle. Now, I'll be honest. Can you see me, Amanda?
I can.
Amanda, am I still here?
You are. I think you've got a delay though on my sound. Like I talk to you and you don't answer for about 3 minutes. I'm just kidding. It's about 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Not a lot. I mean, if it were me, I would probably take a chance on Crum just because of the potential. I
I
would
happen to agree.
consider Stephen White says Nathaniel Watson. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Stephen White. He wants to go look at Nathaniel Watson. I don't know if he's still there or not. Let's go check it out. Okay, Nathaniel Watson is still there. About those Mississippi State guys, Amanda.
Hmm.
They tend to have a lot of freak athlete type guys,
They do.
but they don't tend to pan out in the league. I don't know why. Because Nathaniel Watson is another guy, uh, 6'3", 235, runs a 4.6, moves great. Now he did have a lot of tackles in college, but he's not giving you much between the ears. I'll just leave it at that.
People wait.
I would probably say he's a poor man's Willie Gay from Kansas City.
I just think that you could pick him up as undrafted. I don't think he's
Brian
going to get drafted.
Tanner asked about the cornerback position. What you think? And then we'll get out of here.
I still think if
I
you're
don't even know
gonna,
what names to go with. Honestly.
well, maybe I don't see another need for a running back because we just got Freeman.
If you're
I
gonna do
still
what?
I still think a tackle, but there's really no one, or a guard would be my personal opinion. I'd take another lineman. That's just my opinion, but it's just because I think the line is the best. That's the only way you're going to have a decent offense. People don't realize how important the line is. I don't think they think, you've got a quarterback. Am I roboting for you?
I see. Mendoza pushing for his Florida State guy, Deloach. Let's see who the best available is. I wouldn't be opposed to Evan Anderson. Big defensive tackle.
I mean, we need the position, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I would.
I don't
I would
go ahead.
probably say if we had to double dip at a spot. Yeah, if we had to double dip at a spot late in the draft, I would probably lean towards defensive tackle.
Agreed. I just don't have faith in Mozzie either. I know people do. I don't. I think I'd go DT too.
Okay. All right, we'll go with Evan Anderson.
Perfect.
All right, so I see the views are starting to fall off, and I'm sure it's because of my technical difficulty, so I apologize again. So this is our final 7. We got the center, JPJ, running back, Jonathan Brooks, defensive tackle, Tavondre Sweat, linebacker, Aaron Casey, edge, Miles Cole, wide receiver, LaDietrich Griffin, and then we close it out with another big defensive tackle with Evan Anderson. I think we hit pretty much everything that we needed. We didn't get an offensive tackle, but we do have several still on the roster from prior years, and Tyler Smith could possibly go to tackle. I love TJ Bass, so he could definitely compete at guard with a guy like a Sim Richards and Chuma Edoga. I don't like the names, but we do have bodies there. So I think this would be a pretty solid draft if this is what we came up with.
I agree. It's actually really good
I would
draft. Actually.
I wish I had time to go through what I think the Cowboys would do and what I would do. But maybe we could do that next week when I have better Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we can do that.
So
I'm down.
so if you guys want to join us next week, uh, Amanda, you want to do your own? I'll do my own next week.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So next week, you guys want to join us? We'll do mock draft number 2. I'll go through my mock draft and what I would do. Amanda will go through hers, and then if we have time, I'll do a mock draft based off of what I think the Cowboys will do. Because I promise you, it's gonna be completely different than what we as the fans think, as it has been for at least the past 3 years. I think 2019, the CD Lamb, Trayvon Diggs draft was probably the last time we as fans went through a draft and we probably guessed about 4 or 5 of them right. Outside of that, I think we've all been kind of like, what are they doing? Outside of the first pick. All right, so Amanda, we still have a few viewers left. Did you want to try to do the giveaway?
Sure, let's do it. I brought it with me. It's Clay Shiver. I don't know if y'all know Clay Shiver. It's an older player, but I just wanted to give something away to y'all for sitting here and being patient with us and working through all this technical difficulties. And y'all know if you follow us, you know that we don't usually have technical difficulties. We like to give y'all a wonderful product. So we're going to come back next week and put an excellent product together as long as Marcus's computer or my computer decides to like us. So let's give this away. It's a signed 8x10. All you have to do is either message me, Amanda Foster, or you can message the DC for L page and let me know your address and we'll send it. On that note, too, just so you know, we are giving away a draft hat on the DC for L page, too. All you have to do is go and put your name on there. Or is it your name? Or I think it might be what player you want to draft. One of the two. Just answer the question and you get entered for the draft hat. In the group, we also have a signed 8x10 of Bob Lilly that's being given away. All you have to do there is guess a special number that only me and Tanya know. So anybody can enter. We've got lots of contests up. We love giving stuff away, and we're going to have tickets coming again soon. Just like every season, we give away tickets. So make sure you're following. And remember, you get Marcus at Bluff City Cowboys on YouTube up to 1,000 and the DC for L page up to 1,000. I'm going to give away a full-size autographed helmet. So y'all get in there, get the likes up, share, get your friends to follow us, and we're going to get there.
Yeah. So want to go through the rules before we do the drawing. You must contact Amanda within 72 hours to claim your prize if you win. Of course, you got to be a Cowboys fan. I think we have that covered tonight. You have to follow our Facebook and YouTube pages. And in order to be in the drawing, you have to give Facebook permission to see your name. Or even though if you commented, your comments will not be entered into the drawing. So as you guys know, it's completely random. It's chosen based off of your comments. So I'm going to hit this button and we'll see who the winner is.
Good luck, y'all.
And if I win, we will do it again. William Wiggins. All right. Congratulations, Will. You contact Amanda Foster within 72 hours to claim your prize. And thank you for joining us for tonight's show. All right, Amanda, while I close this out, got any final words?
I just want to thank everyone for supporting us. The DC for L page is absolutely blowing up. We hit 50,000 members 3 days ago, and we're almost at 51,000. We are going crazy. The Facebook group's growing. Let's make sure we support Bluff City Cowboys. Make sure y'all are following him too. Let's get him up there. We're so grateful to have Marcus here as our host. I want to thank everybody really for being here. I'm sorry, Jeff. I hope you win soon. Jeff. But I just appreciate everyone. Y'all have been awesome and you've supported us. And the fifth quarter is growing every episode. I know it's slow and the off season's been really like boring. And honestly, it's kind of been depressing to be a Cowboys fan right now because everyone's getting better and we're really not doing anything. But I promise, even if the season's terrible, Marcus and I are going to make it awesome to at least hang out with us on Wednesdays. We'll make it worth your while to be here. We can all joke and laugh and cry together if need be. So I just want to thank everyone.
If I do nothing else, I'm going to give you some good information. So it may be bad information, but it's going to be factual, and it's going to be useful for any of you guys who are football nerds like myself. So thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate everybody who stuck with us through all the technical difficulties. If you guys don't know, from the beginning of the show, right before the show started, I did an update to my computer. It was 30 minutes before the show started, so I thought I had plenty of time. But that 30 minutes turned into an hour and a half of updating. And then once it finally came up, we decided the show must go on. And you get the problems that we had tonight. So, Jeff, it wasn't the internet. It was 100% the update and me trying to force it at the end because I really want to get live in front of you guys and do the show tonight. So I pretty much can guarantee next week we won't have these problems. So for you guys who are still joining us and for those who will watch this after we go offline, make sure you join us next Wednesday night, 8:30 Central Standard Time, for the Fifth Quarter podcast. It will be the last episode before the NFL draft. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot more information about what players are moving up and down the board, what players the Cowboys are interested in. And Amanda will be joining me again. She'll give her mock draft. I'll give mine. And if we have some time left over, we'll do what we think the Cowboys are going to pick in the draft. So make sure you guys join us for that. We'll probably have another prize to give away as well. So as you guys know, leave those questions, leave those comments, hit that like button, continue to support the Fifth Quarter podcast. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Definitely appreciate your support. You guys really stuck with us throughout all the problems we had and helped us to put together a great show tonight. So thank you for that. Amanda, any other final words before we get out of here?
No, thank you, sir. As always, Marcus, I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone. So just, when you start something, when I took over DC for L, so it was given to me 8 years ago, 7 years, a long time ago. It was DC for L was originally created, just so y'all know, by a 14-year-old kid. And he had no clue what he was doing, and he didn't want anything to do with it. So I ended up as the owner. And just to see DC for L grow as it is. And I wanted a podcast for so long. But I'm a nervous wreck, and I don't do well under pressure. So we've tried a lot. And then Marcus came in, and we brought him in as a moderator, and then he really helped bring this dream to life. And it's really awesome. And I've got an awesome co-owner. Y'all all know Tanya. You see her in the group. She is phenomenal. She's like probably one of the most, she knows everything when it comes to posting stuff. I can't keep up with where she gets all of her content. She's wonderful. Mm-hmm. She is on top of it too. So it's just, when you see something grow, and like, I put a lot of heart and soul into DC for L, and everyone on the team does too. And it's just really, really awesome it's really awesome to see it get big and to do this. And I'm excited. And we've got some guests coming up that I'm working on for Marcus to have on, that he already knows a couple. I don't want to put names out there, but we've already got a few people on, and I'm working on something really, really big. Marcus has seen the evidence of this, and some of my admin team knows. But this is like really, really big. Like, this is star of the Cowboys, really, really big. And I'm really hoping to get them on before training.
Don't say too much more, Amanda.
I'm not going to say nothing else, but I'm really excited.
Giving it away.
I know I don't want to give it away, but I'm really, really excited about it. So y'all just stick with us, keep rocking with the Fifth Quarter, and we will keep pumping out the content. So thank you all.
All right. So once again, thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to join us next Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, for a continuation of our mock draft shows. Appreciate your support. Make sure you guys go follow DC4L for any updates on giveaways, contests, or just overall Cowboys content. And let's go, Cowboys. We will see you guys next Wednesday on the Fifth Quarter podcast.